Once again, we find ourselves on a Sunday. Where did we end up for lunch after church? Why, Tokyo Joe's, of course. So yes, we did just go see a movie yesterday, but we are back at the theater today. Before I get into what we saw, I just have to comment on the new AMC intro. It's good, but it's just not Nicole Kidman. Sorry. The slogan just sounds weird with a different voice.
Welcome to AMC Theaters. We make movies better.
Today we ended up seeing Fall Guy. It was a fun movie. I don't recall much about the 80s TV show, but I caught enough. It wasn't quite as technically flawless as it was yesterday, but probably only a picky projectionist would notice that the screen didn't resize to scope formatting correctly. We have an odd tree in our backyard that doesn't start budding until the last week of May, early June. This year, I feel, is the latest that it's ever held out, but the rest of the tree is very dry, and we'll see how it turns out this summer, but we do have a few little buds here down at the bottom of the tree. The first summer food experiment failed, but only because the biscuits were way too small. But that's easily fixed. All in all, it wasn't a failure because they still tasted fantastic. Well, unfortunately, it looks like we are back in forest fire season. Looks like we got one that's actually pretty close by. It is on the other side of the hogback, the front set of the front range there, but fire season. So I bought 4 new neons for the tank, so we'll dump those guys in a little bit.
Yesterday I finished reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopaedia of Faeries by Heather Fawcett, and this one is more of an adult fiction, but kind of along the same lines of a lot of the books I love to read anyway. And I had this recommended by several friends, so I decided to give it a try, and it was really neat. It's definitely more adult fiction, not in spicy scenes as much as just the pacing's a little bit slower. I really liked the way the character, you kind of see her inner element, and then you see as her colleague shows up how things change. I didn't see necessarily it coming, although early on we get a sense of kind of where we're headed. It really surprised me, and I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Small garden update for the week. Thursday I finally got some time to transfer my tomatoes into the ground. Kinda wish they were a little bit more tall, but I hadn't seen much progress in the last couple weeks, so I decided that maybe the roots just were constricted and needed some deeper ground to dig into the soil. On Friday I took some of my time off and volunteered for a few hours at church collecting and setting out items for a garage sale we were having. All of the funds raised went to the Castle Rock Outreach Program, or CROPS ministry at the church. Mostly it's just a food bank, but there's also many other community outreach opportunities. It was great to see the church community come together to provide items for this event. So on kind of a weird whim today, Melissa and I decided that we'd finish the week off by watching Beetlejuice. So I guess that's a thing. Not the best movie we've seen in, ever, but it was fun.
This week I read The Wicked King by Holly Black. Not Holly Jackson, but Holly Black. And I messed that up last time. This is the second in a trilogy, and the first book I walked away with being kind of intrigued but unsure. And this book I liked a lot better, and then it had a middle of the trilogy ending. It had an Empire Strikes Back kind of ending. And so I can't say I loved it because I hate that kind of ending. But it was a good book. This series has grown on me a little bit more than I expected after the first book. If you like the stories about the Fae and you don't mind a little darker story, it might be a good fit for you.